left supply to now, left supply, I don't know. But I was able to scale through. Now, but like I said, the danger of that skill, which I said is the cause of giftedness, is that an area where you are gifted, there's a tendency not to develop that area. That is why you see that gifted that will develop himself more than a gifted person. And that is one thing that everybody have to be careful about. There's a tendency to be casual or not to develop yourself in an area where you are inherently gifted. That is what we call fixed mindset. And growth mindset means that skills are developed. Let me say this thing. You can be anything that you want to be. You can be anything that you choose to be. Next is, are you regulated from within or from around? Are you regulated? What does this thing mean? This thing simply means that the things that control your life, is it external or internal? Anything that controls your life externally will destroy you. If you watch this movie, 3 Idiots, there was a quote the guy made that when life begins from outside, it is death. When life begins from inside, it is life. So, people that want to be controlled externally, if I say, Junior, sit down, and Junior did not sit down, what will I do for Junior? I will beat Junior. What am I doing? I'm controlling him from outside. But if I say, Junior, sit down, and Junior decides to be disciplined to sit down, I won't beat him. People that don't want to be controlled from inside, they are in the prison. The prison is shaping them from outside. So that is what it is that see, as long as people are controlling you from outside, you don't really have a future. Your life begins to manifest when you are making an intelligent decision to do what is right, not anybody forcing you. And all of us get to that point. I remember somebody said something, I won't forget. He said, life is all about making choices. If you don't make a choice, life will make a choice for you. And if life makes a choice for you, it's always a brutal choice. Write it down. Life is all about making choices. If you don't make a choice, life will make a choice for you. And it is always a brutal choice. If you choose not to take your studies serious, I will not go to school. The medical school will make a choice for you. And that choice will be a brutal choice. How many people have you had? Now, JAMB, some people apply for admission, and JAMB gives them what it likes. How many people have you had that JAMB gave them a good course? Question. How many people have you had that JAMB gave them a good course? That when JAMB gave them a course, JAMB gave them medicine. No, what I mean is this. What I mean is that if JAMB did not give you the course that you wanted, the course that JAMB will give to you, will it be a better course or a worse course? I will say you, if JAMB did not give you your course, the course it will give to you will be inferior to your course. You can apply for medicine. JAMB will not give you medicine, it will give you by education. She's talking from experience. She's talking from experience. That is an example of if you don't make a choice, life will make a choice for you, and that choice will never be a good choice. So it is good and better that you make your own choice, because the choice of life will be a very brutal choice. The next is being regulated from around. Are you allowing circumstances to control you? Are you allowing circumstances to control you? Are you allowing obstacles to control you? Are you allowing people to control you? Who are you allowing to control you? Next is behavioral loop. See, everybody look at this thing on my screen. Your thoughts will give birth to your emotions. We'll look at emotions in full detail shortly. Your emotions will nurture your action. Your thoughts will give birth to your emotions, and your emotions will nurture your actions. Your thoughts will give birth to your emotions, and your emotions will give birth to your. So before your action is your thoughts. Let me explain something to you about conscious and subconscious. At this level of thoughts, it is an unconscious level. The level of emotions, I mean, it's a subconscious level. The level of action is a conscious level. What that sometimes means is that how many of you, if you have lived for a long time in Lagos and you come to Osogbo, for example, or to Ibadan, for example, and you are arguing with somebody and just tell the person, so share, and you're like, eh, who said so share? You said so share, and it was you. And you're like, why? You have had and the boy is telling you so share, so that the thing has already entered your mind as a thought, but you did not know. It is the day you now see the careless, Or how many of you have had people when they say, like, I don't know people that when they do some things and you're like, why did this person hear this thing? If you have children, children can come back from school and begin to sing some song. And you're like, if you know children, they can be very like, It can be that the boy is just passing through, you are coming from school, the boy just just hear his mind. And the boy is saying, Why? The thing enter his mind at a subconscious. You don't even know. Now it has become conscious. So everything influencing your life came from your subconscious. That's why you have to guard your heart. We are going to look at it shortly. Next is, vision and purpose. Now, personal leadership starts with a vision statement. Personal leadership starts with a vision statement. Personal leadership starts with a mission statement. Personal leadership starts with a mission statement. And what is a mission statement? What is a mission statement? Personal leadership will ultimately start with a mission statement. So the big question now is, what is a mission statement? What is a mission statement? How many of us have a vision for your life? How many of us have a vision for your life? How many of you have a vision for your life? Can you share with us? You don't want to share your vision? Okay. You said? Yes.
My vision is to be the only person running Africa.
Be the only person. Why now? It's a matter of time. People will build refineries. You can say to be the first, that would be valid. To be the first is valid. To be the only one is but it's okay. Electric vehicle. What course are you studying? Okay. You are aligned. I think when we starting with a vision, there's something called to be. There's a verb called to be. In French, it's called être. There's a verb called to have. In French, it's called avoir. The best way to live your life is to start your life from to be and not to have. So to be means that, I just wanted to explain something. To be means that, what do you want to become? And I think that I have problem with when we are raising children and we are telling them what to become. How to become a doctor, how to become a pilot. That is a fundamental problem with telling children picking such a thing. You know what is you know why it's a problem? Problem because you are training the child to focus on what he wants to do and not what he wants to be. Instead of the child saying that become a doctor, I want to become a doctor. Which means I just want to become a doctor. That is a wow. I want to be, and I think that is why I think I love his answer in a way. Doing to a being. I was telling one idea of understand of children, or raising children as a man. For me, I pretend that my children will finish and they say, your friend call anybody. I don't that because you're telling the child that instead of the child thinking in terms of a problem solver, you are making the child to come and maintain the status quo. It's a different ball game of raising children entirely. So if the comes to Daddy, I want to call a doctor. Yes, being a doctor is good, Junior. But can you be the one to discover the cure to cancer? So you are changing the process from just me a doctor, I'm patient to approaching the medical profession, from the perspective of a problem solver. So is that vision. When the only thing you are going to have is a vision. The only have is a vision. I had no money. I had nothing. A man with vision is wealthier than a man with money. A man with a vision has more weight than a man with money. And so, if you now look at let's look at the power of SMART goals. The power of SMART goals. The power of SMART goals. What does SMART mean? We have heard of it before. It's specific. I want to be the biggest EV vehicle in Africa. If this guy really wants to achieve his dream, what of the things he should have done is that he should have sat down and read as many books as he could on electric vehicles. Like his whole brain should be over all the electric vehicles. The same way some people have football, I don't watch football, but they can tell you all the matches that Arsenal has played since the last 10 years. Why? Because they are obsessed about it. The same way anyone who can be obsessed about it. So it will be specific. Next is you should be measurable. Now, I work in the corporate setting, so I know what this measurable means that you must attach a metric. Anything you cannot measure, you cannot improve. Write it down. Anything you cannot measure, anything you cannot measure, you cannot improve. Anything you cannot measure, you cannot improve. Anything you cannot measure, you cannot improve. Let me paint that picture to you. If you are running a race, if you are running a race, and they tell you that you are running a race, and number one, there is no kilometers to know how much kilometer you have covered. Number two, there is no time to know how many minutes you have spent. How will you know what you are doing? Number one, is it really a race if there is no time and there is no measurement of what you are doing? No. It can be anything. Thank you. It's an exercise. What makes it a race is that it has a measurement of value. So if this guy now wants to really be objective with his electric vehicle company, he now needs to sit down and say, let's assume that his goal is to do that. He can't do that. He can't do that 1 year after graduation. And he can't do that 10 years. Let's say he's going to do that 20 years after graduation. That's just for example. So he will now say, now I am age, let's assume it's 20 years. Now I'm age 20. So current age, 20. I am giving this example because all of us will draw a vision statement. And it's measurable, I think we'll do it tonight. I'm using this as an example. Goal to be the largest and the biggest and the first EV vehicle producer in Africa. Specific, you are specific with it. Measurable, current age 20. Age expected to be the biggest vehicle producer, age 40. So he has 20 years gap. Age 25, graduation from university. Age 26, NYSC. 27, graduation, is done with NYSC. Age 28, get a job with an energy company in Nigeria for 5 and be on the job for 5 years. Age 29, leave the job and look for opportunities abroad with an electric vehicle company in the US. Age in that US, age 35, 10 years of experience working in the EV industry in the US. Age 40, leave, come back to Africa and launch my own company. But many of us don't do this thing. We just say, I want to be done, I want to be, and it's not measurable. You don't even know whether you are on the path, you're not on the path. That is what measurable means. The next is it attainable? Is it not a ridiculous plan you are doing? Is it realistic? Is it realistic? And lastly, is it time bound? I just told you the timing I put for you now. Definitely what I show you now is time bound. Like it has a timing attached to it. It is time bound. So that is so let's look. Okay, so now let's look at this diagram. Number one, the first thing is that for your SMART goal, you must have what we call growth mindset. I'm very happy, really happy that all of us are here to learn. And everyone must make a decision to learn. I used to always be proud of myself, to the glory of the Lord, that if you mention randomly any 10 books that has ever appeared on New York Times bestseller, I've read at least 7. So I lecture for most part of my life, of a good part of my life. And when I'm lecturing a new student, like I have to lecture a new set of students, when I'm telling them about myself, a fun fact, I tell them that you can mention any books you have read. Once the books you see, it's not Akin goes to school, or Bola goes to market. Or Chiamaka, all those things. It's a book that has appeared globally. Mention any 10 books, I will tell you I've read 7 of them. I'm talking about a growth mindset. Deliberately. Okay, let me ask you a question. Some of us may have had the question, but some of us are new to the question. How many of us know Strait of Hormuz? How many of us know Strait of Hormuz? Be sure, because this is what I will ask you next. No Strait of Hormuz. 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 People, no Strait of Hormuz. Barista, no Strait of Hormuz. I will not ask a guy. The Obama, we should give you like. Okay, how many of us do not know Strait of Hormuz? I don't people do not know Strait of Hormuz. I will say that we lock you outside. But you will be outside the gates. You see outside the gates. Strait of Hormuz is I will not explain it, but Strait of Hormuz is just a narrow, island, narrow path between Iran, or not Iran, between the Gulf countries and the rest of the world. So it's a place where all the oil vessels they pass through. Now, the reason I ask that question is also because I want to see how deliberately you are exposing yourself to knowledge. Are you going every day? Like, what deposit are you making into your development? Deliberate. I'm happy you are all here because this is an investment into your life. But not just after this is over, what other ones are you also doing that is developing you? That is very key and fundamental. The next is catalyst habits. All of you must know what catalyst means. Something that makes something to what? To speed up, or something that activates something. So what are the catalyst habits that you are doing? I was said earlier that a poor man in the midst of 10 rich men have more chances of being rich than a rich man in the midst of 10 poor people. I went for a conference 2 years ago, and I had the speaker said something. He said, I know I want to be rich. I want to be rich. And I was not one day, and I sat down and look at all the people on my contact, and I asked myself, all the people on my contact that I chat with every day, how many of them is a billionaire? He said, there's no one. Okay, no problem. How many of them is a millionaire? Said there's no one. He said, I discovered that all the people on my list, it is either people I am owing money or people who are owing me money. Yeah, so I advise myself, if I continue like this, I will never be rich. Because there are some conversations, there is a conversation of the poor, there's a conversation of the rich. You don't know that one? There's something that they talk about that the poor don't talk about. What does the poor talk about? Poor people have one common habit. God bless you, sir. The poor people complain about the rich, but my success is not the reason for your failure. Do you get it? My success is not the reason for your failure. My wealth is not the reason for your poverty. But poor people always complain about rich people. Hey, all these rich people, they feel like it is the rich that's making them to be poor. No, all of us can be rich. Go and see every rich people what they discuss about. Hey, these rich people, they just spend money and see see this. The rich are always complaining about what the poor did for them. But the rich are not the reason why you are poor. You are poor because you want to be poor. Sadly. That's why I said that my success is not the reason for your failure. If you fail, you fail. But to now be attacking me or fighting you because I succeed, it's not fair. You can succeed and you are succeeded. So the poor naturally see the rich as their enemy. And they feel like a victim. Most of people feel like a victim. What brought us here? Catalyst habits. So deliberately expose yourself to the conversations of the poor. What do the poor talk about? How do the poor reason? How do the poor think? How do the poor behave? How do the poor, how do the rich think? How do the rich behave? There's a thinking of rich people. There's a thinking of poor people. There was a time I had an house step. And for the first time, I realized how people think. Typically, he helped me that time. I was not in Nigeria. I was living in a French country. So I needed, because I don't speak French, he speaks French. I needed somebody that would help me to go to market. So when I go to market, typically I don't go to market for most things. But when I need to go to market to do something, I cannot send him some sensitive thing. I go myself. When I go, I speak English to him. We speak French to them. They speak French back to him. He speak English to me. But which is to buy food stuff, anything, I just sent him to go. There was time one day, something happened. We went out together. And then I was trying to work. We went around 2 p.m. I had a class, not a class, a meeting with my student. I was lecturing then. My student around 4 p.m. No, around 5 p.m. So we went, and by 4 p.m. we were done. So we were trying to now go back home. So because I didn't understand French, and where we went was, if it's a straight road, if I wave down, I can tell where I'm going. But I have to be describing where I'm going for them. It's like corner. And my French is also corner French. So I cannot I cannot speak to the people. So I said, okay, speak French. So we waved down. So we were there for like 30 minutes. We were there, but they're not going our way. They're not going our way. Now so that stopped. And that was around 4:30. I was going our way. So I said, go. As the man stopped, let me go and talk to him. Just talk to him. I did this thing. As he just talked, man, just zoom up. Just came back. His name is, let me not say his name. His name is Johnson. No, let me not use Johnson. His name is Paul. His name is Ola. I said, I didn't mention the don't because they are more sensitive. I said, Ola, why did the man zoom up? Don't mind him, okay? That man is a thief. He is a thief. That place we are going, it's supposed to be 200. He said we should pay 220. I said, so Ola, You prefer that we are here for the next 1 hour or 20. For the first time, the guy prioritized money over time. No, it's not about my time. So for the first time I saw how he was thinking. To him, money is more important than time. And that's one difference between the rich and the poor. The rich, the poor will always use money to buy time. That's one thing they do. So for the first time, me, I was not concerned about the time. In fact, if the man had said 400, double the money, I should have gone. So I was saying, like, for the first time, his thinking astounded me. Like, so you felt like we staying here for another 1 hour is better time, is better than 20 naira. No, not 20 naira. 20 sefa. I said, okay. Like, I just look at him and I said, but please, next one, any amount of money he says, don't do anything, just say, okay, and I will pay. I didn't wait for that time to tell that one. I was angry with him, but I now knew how he was thinking. But you see, rich people, they don't have time. Now, a rich man want to go to Abuja, he will take a flight. Now, he pays more money. But the money is spent, the time is saved. Now, you are traveling from Lagos to Abuja, you are spending 12 hours. He spent 45 minutes. The remaining 11 hours, he has made money that covers the flight money and even more. So the rich thinks in terms of time. The poor thinks in time of money. And the moment you are thinking like that, you are going to be poor. So what about rich people are very time conscious. And when time is lost, you will buy it with money. When time is lost, you will buy time with money. Then next is value delivery. Your vision, what value will your vision deliver? What value will your vision deliver? So I say that, oh, I want to have electric vehicle. What is the value it will deliver for people, for citizens, for all of us? Because any vision that does not deliver value is not a vision. Okay, so next is defining your philosophy. What are your principles? How many of us here have principles? How many of us here have principles that we consider important to us? How many of us here have principles that we consider important to us? What are your principles? What are your non-negotiables? Can anyone here tell me their principles? Can anyone here tell me their principles? Anyone here willing to share their principles? Hello? Anyone here willing to share their principles? Okay.
I don't really understand. My principle is that rest is meant for those that are wrong. So anytime I make a blessed to see and I'm resting, I won't rest. Because I believe that rest is actually for those people that are wrong. And one thing about it is that there's no time like there's I don't know if I'm the only one that's making this way.
Okay.
There's no time you can bless. it's like there's always something to do. If you think that if you actually call a sector, then there's always do something. But if you don't come to that realization, you don't think that I don't have anything. Most times you just enter your newspaper and you see something that you are meeting there, like maybe a month ago. But simply because you don't think you will be and you have nothing to do again. As soon as I'm students now, after I don't get exam, you think that you have time to rest. And that time is really time to go to the skills.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, the second principle is don't let someone setting giving setting his life as standard for me. I don't know if that one is how that's I like to go.
When we have someone set the standard for you.
Like using his own life. Because I'm 15 of that. Down from that is like you know like I come to come and seek for advice from you. You are not trying to use your own personal life. Set standard for me. I don't know if you get that.
I get it. So what is the line between using my life to set standard and using my life to encourage you?
Okay. Now, like my own perspective now, if I want to seek for advice, what I'm expected to be is that how you like assuming now I'm aspiring to be an intellectual. So me comes to you to seek for advice. What I'm telling you here is that what you do daily, like your daily routine, so you not telling me that your yearly turnout is somehow be your daily revenue is 100 million. So you're not trying to tell me like that's the quota. Like that's the quota. I can't go beyond that limit. There are people like that. There are people like that. They're trying to give you that quota that you can't go beyond that limit. And to me is that there's no limit in this world. You can always go and you think you can go, you can actually go. I don't know if you are trying to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to now. I don't know what your experience has been, so I will respect that in terms of maybe the people you have related with in the past, how they have handled you coming to them for counsel. But I think, and you are valid because there are also people that flaunt their achievements, like you can't talk to me, you're a young person. So that's I said, I respect what your experience has been, and I don't know it. But I also believe that not that, but in some instances too, if I'm telling you, let me use this. I also believe that in some instances, if I'm telling you and I'm saying that you come to me now for advice, for example, and I said, Mr. Taiwo, okay, I intend to finish school. I intend to finish school, for example, by this year, and I want you to encourage me. I said, okay, after you finish school, you can apply for scholarship. I actually give it to you because when I also finished school, I got a scholarship and I pick one. So I think that if you apply two, I'm very sure you two will get you also. In fact, you can even get more than two. You can even get up to four. In that instant, you cannot say I am using my own. In that, I'm telling you that it is possible because you can tell me what you say. No, you can just scholarship people me that even have, for example, 3.12. I even got it. How much you that even had 4.04. You can also get it. So I think that it depends. Not like I said, there are people that flaunt their achievement and make it look like they are achievers and you are not. What is now important is how this person presents it to you. But there's nothing wrong in people sharing their personal experience with you. I also understand what you said because there was time I remember there was someone that was willing to, and then when I called the person, I will encourage person, oh, don't do like this now. They're a brilliant person. Some of your classmates that I know they are schooling in this particular place. You can do this thing. And the person will dream. And after some time, I asked the person, I was like, what's up? I said, okay, the way you're comparing me with my colleagues, I don't feel comfortable with. I said, no, I'm not comparing you. I'm just saying that if this person can do it, you can also do it. So you cannot eliminate using people to encourage you. Now, like I said, how that person now presents itself is all that actually matters in all sense. So that is that. So now assignment, task number, maybe number 1, about 2. Everybody write 5 of your principles down. I will go around and check. Write 5 of your principles down. Write 5 of your principles down. Write 5 of your principles down. I will go around and check. Write 5 of your principles down. Write 5 of your principles down. Let me check. I'm not collecting it. A lot of you 5 of your principles. That they used to say principles people, principal people are principles people. One of your principles can be, I'm just random discussion. No. One of your principles, personal principle, is that due to my integrity, I don't visit female at home alone. Can be a principle. Can be that I don't cheat people financially. One of your principles. So write down any 5 of your principles. What are your guiding principles? What are the filters? When you have to make a decision, what are the things that you subject that decision to? Are we all done? You're not giving me, I'm just going to go around and know what your principles are. Okay. One of the principles can be that I'm not going to sit in the seat of his comfort. Say, blessed is the man that does not sit in the seat. I'm not going to sit where they are gossiping about people. Can be a principle, for example. Many of us are trying to know our principles. Kai. If I say 5, in fact, some of you should have written 7 principles. Like, if I say 5, some of you should have written 7. Okay. So I have to believe that we have all done our principles. But what is astonishing to me in all these things is how long it's taking some of us to write out our principles. They are not negotiables. No matter what happens, these are the things I'm not going to compromise on. Number 1, I'm not going to cheat in an exam. I always say this thing, and I can say it 1,000,000 times, 1,000 times, as many times as possible. All to the time I was in medical school. From the first day I stepped into medical school, the last day I graduated, I never cheated once. There was nobody that would say, oh, no. I have submitted answer sheets that when I was submitting, I knew, I knew that this course, I'm coming for carryover. So, like, for me, it is honorable to fail because, but by the time I get that degree, after this degree is a sole product of what I knew. Not a single whisper is in this degree. Like I said, that is a personality. So some of my colleagues are here. I think one of my mates in secondary school, one of my colleagues in medical school, that we were in the same class from beginning to the end, is in this hall I'm talking to you. And at least 2 of them are watching this live streaming. They can tell you I never cheated. It was not because it was easy not to cheat. In fact, that particular course where I said I submitted an empty sheet, I already prepared and I was on 300 level. So I said, thank God, it's not even final year. This is 300 level. I knew I've already failed. So let me be preparing and be reading ahead of the next year. I will just write it. That's just my conclusion. And when I went to go and check the results, guess what I had? Why are people like this now? Why are people like this now? You people that are doing what God does not exist. I had 40. Exactly. In fact, when I saw, I remember the day because my life in medical school is not an encouragement to anybody. So if my son or if my children are living the way I living in medical school, in university, I'm very worried because I'm not a good example of a student in school. When the results came out, I don't even check my results. One of my colleagues is here. That guy in that black cap, Jakes, is my colleague in medical school. So we've been together. I've known him for more than 12 or 15 years now. So he can bear witness. I don't check my results. I've never checked my results. They will just come and say, most people know my ID number. One of my friends. Taiwo, in this you had this. So one of my another guy, Dr. Paul, he studied medicine. I remember he broke that news to me. When they came to my room, because when they were done respected me, he said, the way they came out, he said, Taiwo, sometimes on this one, this lecturer, they just give us what they like. I thought it was already preparing my heart for an F, so that when they just say F, I already be encouraged. He said, this lecturer, they just give us what they like, this course I just do, just help us. So he was already doing. I was like, okay. In my heart, I was like, okay, just talk calm. He said, they say, I don't take your result for you. You had 40, child 40. Like I was so happy, like I said, I was thinking, I said, don't worry, you have done well for me, thank you. That was how I escaped medical school that carry over. But like I said, when I look at it, I read, well, when all of us are students now, or all of us have been students before, when what I read did not come out, asking my seatmate, the one that said that beside me, is not an option. It's not. It's already said that's what this place is saying. Your leadership philosophy is your set of non-negotiable. This thing, we are not negotiating it. I'm not thinking, should I not? I'm not going to treat anybody. It's not negotiable. I'm contented with what I have. If this thing is, and for me is not cheating in university. Of course, like I said, I just took an example of what it is better. For me, it is settled. So now, Talking about priorities. Number one, what do I value more? Do you value your goals or your relationships? Do you value your goals or your relationships? So, are you more loyal to your future or you are more loyal to your relationship? That's the question. If this guy is going to influence me to do bad thing, would I say I want to keep the friendship or I want to keep my future? The next is autonomy. Do I prefer structure or freedom? How many of us, let me just ask random questions. What do you prefer? Structure means somebody is, no, not somebody. Structure means there is a system that regulates you. Freedom means just act randomly. Which one do you prefer? There is no right or wrong, and I'm going to somewhere. What do you prefer? You prefer structure. Structure or freedom? Autonomy.
I need a balance between. I don't like someone micromanaging me, but I think that I need a level of structure.
All of us are geotechnical answer. So, which one do you prefer? To have your own business or to have someone working for someone? Which one do you prefer? Freedom. Let me balance it for you. The safest one to be safe, is to have a structured freedom. Clap for me now. That's how I'm your lecturer. A lecturer. Freedom without structure will destroy you. Guarantee. So before you go for freedom, that's why I said structured freedom. What that means is that before you go for freedom, have structure. Before you say, that's my own business. I don't always, and I'm saying this thing because all of us are young people. Before you start your own business, when people graduate and they say, I've graduated, now I finished my NYC, I'm going to set up my business. I always tell them, please, except in few cases, don't set up your business after you finish school. I always tell people, go somewhere, even if you have the money, you are ready, go somewhere and work for at least 2 years. That 2 years is not because you get their salary. That 2 years will put structures into you. Now, it's a different case if maybe when you're in the university, you're already doing that, maybe internship and everything. But it's not, even if you have the money, even if your father say, Junior, once you finish physics, let me know. I've kept a love for you. Won't start immediately. Daddy, let me go and work in a company for 2 years. Let somebody send you on errands. Let somebody give you a task to do. Let a boss give you instruction. So you will learn structure of a corporate environment, how to respond to. In fact, I work corporately. When we have new people working with me, I always know where they are coming from. Because when the person is working with me, I said, can you please send me an email draft? I better send me an email and look at it. I was talking to somebody, working with somebody, one was working with me. After like a month, I said, have you worked in a corporate environment before? They say yes. They say no. I said, it's showing in your life. Because the way he was responding to me, the way he was doing this thing, showed that this guy has not worked in a corporate where everything is formal and then organized, structured. You cannot send an email at this time. You cannot use an email for this. You cannot reply this way. All those things will find a way to help you. But then you now go for freedom. You already have. That's why I use the word structured freedom. What that means is that before you look for freedom, get structured. Maybe all of us know the story of the prodigal son. You all know the story. We all know the story of the prodigal son. The problem was not that he had freedom. The problem was that he had no structure. That was the problem of the prodigal son. So the money let me give an example. If I give everybody in this room now 1 million, for most people in this room, after 3 months, the whole 1 million will be gone. For most, out of the maybe 15, 20 people in this room, for like only 2 people will be able to account for that 1 million. For most people, the 1 million will be gone. Why? Because you give somebody 1 million, thank God, 1 million. Okay, I will invest 200K in sporty bets. Why are you smiling now? Then I'll now put 300K. I'll go and change, buy new things. 500K now. Okay, I'll open POS shop. I will now put your boy in charge. And the boy you put in your POS shop has been doing POS for like 5 years. The boy has more sense than you. Now your money. Now put the boy that has been doing POS for 5 years in your shop. And now say, we're managing the POS shop, let me delivery. The guy will make in a day, has adjusted a lot of things on the POS, and he's telling you he only made 20K because the guy knows all the loophole to explore. Now, I don't understand why. And you know the problem? You see a man that retired. You have been doing civil service for like 35 years. You retired as a director. They now gave you gratuity of 10 million. Now say you want to go and do fish ponds. I just go beg you. That money, go and do something first. Because that fish pond, we die. It's like, I don't know how to put it. You have never done fish pond before. You have not because I see people that take their money to do business, and the business that they just because there's money in this business, so if you just do like this, you need to make money. Don't lose all that money. One of my friends wanted to do business. When he called me, he told me, I said, should I give an advice? He said, no, I'm thinking of, he had some money. I said, I'm going to do this. I said, if I want to give an advice, I said, use half of the money to do the business. So at least if that money loss, no pay you too much. You get half where remain. Because it was like, I will just invest all the money in the person. You are going to lose because you have not done this thing before. So if you do fund at retirement, people don't retire suddenly. You know when you are retiring. The best have been to say, go and be an apprentice with a man that does fish pond. No, but I said, no, don't problem. I will hire to where is favor. I will hire to what do you study? Don't be fish. Agronomy. You have said no. Animal production. Fish is not an animal. I beg. If fish is an animal, simple. I don't want to know that it's ruminant or non-ruminant or what did they teach at that time again? Animals are omnivores. Or omnivores. Fish is an animal. Now, and that's no. I will hire 2 graduates. I will hire a manager, and the manager that you hire has been working for 10 years. He's just cornering your money. So, guy, in fact, those fish they just die you out of 1,000 you buy. First month, he gave you 100K. This has money. Second, so guy, those fishes they know they burn very well. You know they burn, just give 90K. Then I feel better. Third month, so guy, see. I thought it's 6 months. Okay, I want with time. Oh no, wait, no, girl, my wife just born. Then you need me. I don't go. You don't chop the money go. That's what I was talking about. Freedom. So before you begin to invest, there's structure. This is how do I define my healthy team dynamic? Do you have a best friend? Yeah, sure. All of us have a best friend here. Don't tell me your husband is your best friend. If you are married and you also say your best friend, don't bother. Who is your best friend? Okay. I think I know Adenike. Who else you have your best friend? Some best friend there? Who is your best friend? Okay. I'm going to start. FM, who is your best friend? Out of me. I'm your friend, but I'm not your best friend. I have to appreciate that man. That man came about 2,000 kilometers to come and support us. So, I think he took two separate flights to be with us. The first flight to Abuja, and that flight to Lagos. They took Lagos, not road to come here. And that's when we back. Go to Abuja, Lagos, Abuja, and that flight again. So thank you. So it's he has been I've been together for some years now. So, okay, only if you have best friend. No, you have best friend. No. You have best friend. Samson, you have best friend. Why are you laughing now? They are best friends. So you have best friends. What of your treasure? What of who you are? Who is your best friend? Tomiwa? Okay, now this I'm asking is because of this. How do you define healthy team dynamic? See, no matter that, now this is a conversation of best friend or no best friend. Who are the people in your team? Who are your team members? No, maybe no. Luaton, move to that chair. Let's in so he can sit. Well, I think maybe we should come here so camera can cover you. You can sit maybe beside me while any of those chairs. Okay. So now the goal is to have an healthy team members. Who are your team members? Who are the people that are traveling with you? And I want to challenge you, everybody. Now, how many of us here have mentors? Mentors. Don't tell me Elon Musk is your mentor. I just go beg you. I don't tell me Idepo is your mentor, please. Bishop, they're not your mentor. I don't know you, but I know you. It's not mentoring you. Okay. Now, why am I saying all these things? I'm saying this because of this particular editing. Who are your team? Who are the people on the team with me who are going to the same destination with me? Who are you joining with in life? Again, who are you joining with in life? Who are you joining with in life? So on that paper, write the list of 3 people that influences you. If you don't know them, it's a more problem. Who are the 3 people that influences you the most? Who are the 3 people that influence your life currently? It can be your parents, it can be your roommates, it can be your flatmates, it can be your husband, it can be your wife, it can be your babe, it can be your boo, it can be your it can be your boss. Like, who are the 3 people that influence your life the most. Now, if you don't know it, it's a bigger problem because somebody is influencing you either positively or negatively. But like I said, if you don't know, it's a bigger problem. If you don't know. So, let me go out and see. My boo. Yeah. Myself. You know, you're not stable. Don't influence yourself. People are too diplomatic for my likeness. Oh. Well, for who get spouse. It's because you put my name. Because you put my name that I'm saying. But I'm seeing you are influencing you the most. No, because I'm seeing you with where you are. Like, who are the people influencing you the most? No, it's valid. No, it's valid. It's valid. I know somebody that is influenced by VDM, so. Are you Thompson brother? How are you? Good on you. Bodu? Yeah. Nice. So that's what I will brother. I'll tell you coming. Nice to meet you. Okay, so now this is why I have to do this exercise, and I will tell you shortly. One of the decisions I made is that for me, is that I will not allow social media to influence me. That's what I made. And I think I said it in the morning, early in the morning to those people in the classes. Somebody, my phone is not with me, my phone is with someone. I don't even know who my phone is with. And they were asking me, oh, there's no Instagram on your phone, there's no Facebook, there's no Twitter, there's no anything. Because I don't do Instagram, I don't do Facebook, I don't do Twitter, so I don't have them. Now, I'm saying this because of this particular point. Something is influencing some of you. I don't want to comment, but you are not deliberately. The things that are shaping your philosophy are fundamentally wrong. Many of you here have very dangerous philosophy. Like many of you here have very dangerous philosophy. Many of you believe, oh, life is difficult, friends cannot be trusted, you cannot trust people, you cannot rely on people, people will do this for you. Why? Because of your team members. So the next thing you have to do is that, who do you spend time with the most? Who or what do you spend time with the most? Everybody write down 3 things that you spend. Who or what do you spend time with the most? Who or what do you spend time with the most? Is it Sportybet, Arsenal? Who or what do you spend time with the most? I think I love all of your opinion. But you say social media. Don't be social media. But you put stuff so that I will not say you're not serious. It's okay, no problem. My thought, it's my own thoughts. You are spending time with not your thoughts. But you say my thoughts. Well, phone on me. What are you going to write? Who spend time with the most? Your husband. I think we have to separate married people from single people. Okay. What is my standard? Lastly, what is my standard for now? See, if you spend more time on social media, the next question is that the next thing that we need to ask is that what are you doing on social media? Do you get my point? The next is now going to be, what are you doing on social media? I encourage people that technology is a two-edged sword. It can destroy you and it can make you. What you choose to do with it is left to you. You get my point? Technology is what? It's a two-edged sword. It can make you and it can destroy you. So the 2 hours, the 30 minutes you spend on social media, what is the result? I told you my own philosophy about social media. I don't believe in social media because write it down. Social media is an illusion. Write it down. You don't believe, Abi? How many of you will put, if you want to put your picture on social media, which picture do you put on social media? You know, social media is not an illusion. It's an illusion. Nobody will likely put, now, okay, I'm wearing slippers now. We're not going to put slippers and put it. No, when I put on, in fact, some of you will even go to a beautiful house. You know how your hostel look like. Your hostel is not fine. Let's go to one beautiful house and go and post like this. One of people get and post. You now say social media is not an illusion. Write it down. Social media is an illusion. We all know that. There is no doubt. We all know social media, that illusion. And that illusion is what some of us allow to drive our life. That illusion is what some of us allow to drive our life. Now, so somebody on social media, this boy, but that the clothes he wear, he borrowed it. The car he used to snap, everything is fake. From A to Z is fake. And that is what is now making you to be thinking about your life. I will say it again and again. Social media is an illusion. So when you spend time on social media, you are spending time with illusions. So please, reduce time you spend on social media and spend time on real thing, real substance. Social media is not real. No, we all do that. Even me myself. I want to put my picture. I look for the first. One of us even put filter and filter everything out. That is why if you have a girlfriend that you have not seen, don't commit to marry her. You will thank me later.
I've been trying to reduce my screen time. I've not tried deleting all the flashing phone doing the person, but I'll see for myself that I don't delete it back. I'll flash phone limit as well. So how can I not break free?
We are going to we will get to reward system. You get to kill rewards, triggers, and everything. You have to understand. Every bad habit has a trigger. Write it down. Every bad habit. So don't address the habit. Address the trigger. The moment the trigger is off, the habit loses its hold. If there is a girl that is used to enter your eye, that is a bad habit, for example. Now, the trigger is the fact that both of you live close to each other. I know you are a student. You are a student, right? Okay. If your hostel is at, I don't know much about where you come from. Let's assume that your hostel to where after your 1 year house rent expire, you're not going to rent house. That to be able to see her, you have to spend like 5,000. Now, I'm just giving an extreme case, but that's what I'm trying to say. That I will talk about it because you don't change an habit. Habits don't die. Habits only become docile. Habits don't die. Is it for me or for them? I don't understand. If anybody should take this, it is me. What are you people doing that you are taking this thing? Okay, habits or don't die. Habits get this. Let's not lose focus. What did I say? Habits don't die. Habits get displaced. So the problem is that number one, you didn't identify the trigger. Number two is that you cannot stop an habit. You replace an habit. So if you say, I want to do social media again, what do you now want to be doing? That's the problem. So somebody say, I want to stop smoking. You cannot stop smoking. You will now need to replace the smoking habit with another habit. So you do displacement and replacement, but you don't do elimination. There is no habit that is eliminated. And that's sometimes see people that smoked 10 years ago. They smoked 10 years ago. Then after about 10 years, they now travel to Lagos and saw an old friend. Mr. This thing, come now, let's hang out. And now they say I'm drinking again. I don't last because habits don't die. Habits only become dormant. So what you now do is not to say, I want to kill an habit. You don't kill an habit. You replace an habit. You displace and replace. So what most people don't now address is that if I stop this habit, that time you use for social media, you will not use that time to go and learn coding. Let me give an example. Just an example. You don't want to use that time now to go and learn coding. You don't want to use that time now to go and learn something. Okay. The Duolingo is a language app. Well, you can learn any language for free. Now, we will get there shortly. I just try to just jump ahead. Okay. So, everybody, an assignment. I mean, not a task. Task number 2 or task number 3. Mawanke. I went to have done today. You went out now, you now said task number 1. You don't just say task number 1, it's not you. Okay. Draft your everybody that will go around, please. Like I said, we are not just here to listen to me, we are there to do practical activity. So everybody draft your 2-sentence personal leadership statement. It must include who you are, what you stand for, I am a catalyst for growth. I don't want to see catalyst, I don't want to see growth in your answer. Don't say I'm a catalyst for development. Or I'm an agent of change. No, I don't use synonyms to confuse me. I don't want to see any of these words. I don't want to see either them or their synonyms. Somebody will not say that. Hey, no problem. Let me just begin to change the English. Let me give you my own vision statement. I am a leadership educator. Leading with excellence and distinction to build a generation of young people who are highly effective. Simple. I'm a leadership educator. leading with excellence and commitment to raise a generation of young Nigerians that are highly effective. So tie it to that thing I asked you to write earlier, tie it to it. I want you to go back to check everybody. You that are EV, put your EV related something there. Are we done? Are we done with our task? I give my own example of my personal leadership statement. Okay. And there's innovation stakeholder. How many who you are you? There's some words that we use. What is enthusiast? I will never treasure. I will not be able to understand what we mean by enthusiast. I'm a leadership enthusiast. I'm a education enthusiast. What does it connote?
For example, like say I'm a literary enthusiast, it distinguishes me from people who are authors, writers, playwrights, storytellers. It means I actively engage such works. I could then be a critic and be a writer within that space. But I'm enthusiastic actively about literary space, literary works. So yeah,
Is that the case for you? Are you just both enthusiasts? Okay, now I don't know that these exercises might look might look like exercises, but they are very critical actually. Are we together? They are very critical actually. Okay. Now let's go to emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Anybody? What is emotional intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? Class, what is emotional? Okay.
Thank you. I believe emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and manage emotions of oneself and others around them.
Any other person want to respond to meaning of emotional intelligence?
It's like the ability to understand your own emotions and others' emotions.
Okay. Another person. That is the simple meaning. Emotional intelligence simply means the ability to understand one, your own emotions and that of others, and to manage them. Don't forget, we started with understand very patient. So when you understand what are your own emotions and you're able to manage it, you are emotional intelligence. When you cannot manage them, we call it lack of emotional intelligence. Now, your emotions determines your reactions. Write it down. Your emotions determines your reaction. No, interruption, please.
Thank you. I'm sorry for bringing up. As regards the vision statement earlier, I noticed when you gave your vision statement, I believe the way it aligned greatly with what you have been doing for many, many years. So what I wanted to ask is, in a case where our vision statement does not have any clear utility, people around us, is this still valid?
There's no way a vision will not have utility. There's no way a vision will not have utility. Like that's it. Look at it. Value delivery. There's no vision that does not have. Okay, what makes a vision is that it delivers value. So, can you, for example, now, what many of us find difficult, what many of us struggle with is not what many of us struggle with is not vision. What many of us struggle with is articulating the utility of that vision. Now, this guy now, okay, so now, okay, let me make this guy as a case study. So I use that as a case study. Just for that, give us an example. Your electric vehicle company, what is the utility to society? What is the value to deliver to us?
The value that, like, not that fuel is overpriced. So I'm bringing EV to the country to reduce, to make it free for, to make it stress free for us to be people fuel or buying overpriced fuel.
Okay, that's of course, that is a value. Yes, he didn't articulate it very well, but if I'm in his shoe, so my goal of starting an electric vehicle company in Nigeria is to drive the adoption of electric vehicles to reduce dependence on fossil or fuel vehicles and to also eliminate environmental pollution. That's why I said many of us don't have problem. I think I think it was you. What's your name, please? So you said that I think I was going through your vision statement when I was passing. And one of the things you said there was the goal was to be medical balance, that to drive effective policy and everything. Now, you have to also be careful of superfluous statement. What's superfluous? That's why I told you about SMART goal. You have to be very specific because drive effective policy looks so generalized. What type of effective policy? For example, a better approach would have been my goal. Okay, let me go to that part where. Okay. I'm a medical professional leading with excellence and distinction to revolutionize maternal care health in Nigeria and stem the tide of maternal death. That is more specific than to say to work towards policies. Which policies? So sometimes the narrower it gets, the better you can actually address it. You already know it's not just medical, but that is very very superfluous. It's very redundant. Okay, medicine is wide. It can even be I am a catalyst for cancer detection and cure, leading to excellence and cutting-edge medical research to revolutionize the discovery and treatment of cancer in Nigeria. So having those clear, articulate this thing. So by the time you finish your program, I have to go for your residency. Then registration, you have to go for maybe house officer to residency to consultantship, to senior rate, from senior rate to consultancy. All those things now you already clear. When you just say, come and choose what do you want to specialize? I said, no, cancer. Come and choose pathology, periodontist, consultant endodontist, consultant pathologist, consultant embryologist, and the likes. Now you know what you want to pick. Consultant, maybe pathologist, for example, now. So that is just what so it is not speaking of today. That's the point. It is not speaking of today, it's speaking of the future. So that is why I know we have done it in class here, but it calls for a more introspective thinking. Like, what do I want to use my life to do? For me, I want. If anything, if I'm writing anything at this phase of my life, it is simply going to be to raise, to nurture, to educate. That is what I do. Since I left university, what I've been doing has been one. Till date, it has not changed. I train people, I teach people, I support people to learn. Those three things what I've been doing. It has not changed. My first job, my second job, my third job in Abuja, in Lagos, Nigeria, it is the same thing. Either I'm teaching people, I'm training people, or I'm supporting people to learn. That's not exceeded that. So it can't be outside of these two, and they are the same thing. So my own focus now is going to be what are the innovative ways by which I can teach people. That's going to be my own focus now. So what I'm sitting down now to do is what I do every day of my life. If I, even after this attempt is over, I go back to work. I'm still sitting down thinking how will people learn, how will people get trained, and the likes. So my own job is now to look at what are the more now technology for me. How do people now learn technology? That's what we call EdTech. How about EdTech now? We call EdTech now. Children are spending more time with their screen than many of us will spend in our lifetime. So we now begin to ask ourselves, how do we now ensure that your vision statement articulate is like a map? Now, another one is career plan. How many of us have a career plan? How many of us have a career plan? You seem to have your life figured out. I envy you. How many of us have a career plan? You also have a career plan? Yes. I encourage people to see. It does not mean that everything will go as planned. No. When you say, no. It only means that at least there's something that, if as time goes on, you say, okay, I want to be an answer. If in this class now, I want to be a cancer researcher. If as time now goes on with more exposure, more network, when I say, cancer is good, but Nigeria's future is going towards technology. Your distractions. You are a man of few things. Okay. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Thank you very much. It actually answered my question and it's made me think of more questions. I'm not going to skip the question more percent. So I've once had that to achieve success of some certain level it takes some amount of sacrifice. And not even sacrifice alone in terms of the resources you use, but also in terms of the possibilities of what else you could have become. So in this day and age, okay, in this day and age now, we have a lot of distractions, social media, and other things. Apart from that, too, there's the issue of when you're growing up. You ask you who you want to be or something, and that one is definitely better than anything about it. That might not be the best. Like people say, oh, I want to be like I'll be around 7 years ago. I used to say, I'll just be in the Air Force. I'll just be in the Navy. I'll just go to. But looking back at it now, I'm glad they don't let you do that. So, the main thing of it, in terms of our mission statements, it will take some sacrifice for you to say, oh, this is what I want to follow, and I'm not following any other things. Well, how do you pick, or do you consider that you have multiple possibilities of look at maybe you come up like 4 or 5, and just look at, oh, this is the one I should go with for now. Maybe when you are doing well in that work, or when things are shifting, vision, and how do you handle the noise to environment?
Okay, so we have 2 questions. Thank you for the feedback. So now, it's question is how do you handle social media distraction? We are going to explore that shortly. I think I gave 20 years so that there's nothing like a bad habit. To break bad habits, you have to replace. It's the situation that I'm facing. And let me be a little bit spiritual. When you go to Babalawo and you say, I have problems. So what do you want? Said I want a child. But I does not have a child to give to you. What they simply do is displacement and replacement. They will give you a child. They will not collect your what they always collect. If you don't watch the Yoruba movie, they will collect, they will give you a child and say, but then, for us to give this child, you're going to lose your leg. You have never seen them that gives you, thank you, all the child that every year, child will be falling sick, or child that die at age 5. There's nothing that the devil has. It does simply do displacement and replacement. You say, you want money, go bring or grandpa. Simple as ABC. You just collect something and do something. It's like that. The same way it happens for habits. Bad habits don't disappear overnight. It just gets replaced. But I was instead of being obsessed with social media, tell you that if what are the things I want to replace my social media time with? I want to replace it with learning a tech skill, for example. I want to replace it with learning a soft skill. I want to replace it with something else. But if you are not replacing it, it's not impossible. Then on the second one, and I'm happy to raise this second point because I'm glad you raised it because it enables you to give you balance. That's what we call a specialist. That's what we call a generalist. And I'm happy that he also, even in medical profession, everybody starts as a generalist. The more you get to climb, you're going to narrow down. That is not become a consultant. At that point, you're already specialized. Periodontist, anything you want, pathologist, consultants, that. In your personal vision state, personal leadership statement too, it is not so much about what you want to do. And let me also show this to the class. I have problem with people that will say, that will ask children, I say, what do you want to become? I have problem with that. We should not focus on what a child wants to become. Instead, we should focus on what a child wants to be. The being is more important than doing. I want to become a doctor. We have missed the point. But I want to be someone that's going to cater for people and make a change in this thing. It's a better vision articulation than a job articulation. So don't let your children be obsessed with job. Let them be obsessed with a vision. Are we together? Don't let your children be obsessed, or don't be obsessed with a job. Be obsessed with a vision. That was why I asked him later to clearly articulate or clarify his EV company. So the personal leadership statement is simply who you are. It's not what you want to do. It is also what you stand for. I stand for empathy and accountability. I stand for integrity and excellence. Now, when it is Taiwo, is excellent. I think if you are in the other class, my what do you call the name? The person, my social media person, was to say that Mr. Taiwo can be somehow difficult to work with. And what is the reason why he said that? The reason why he said why she said that was because that's after Taiwo, he requires excellence. And this is the way I used to look at it. Are we together? Now, we are looking at what to stand for. Is there something that when people think about, you know, now this is what I used to say. Every document that is going to carry my name that will go out must pass through me, because I have to check for it for excellence. I don't want people to now say, this kind of English. I'm protecting my brand. I'm protecting, what I stand for. So, are you stand for accountability? I work with people a lot. As somebody I worked with, I was telling someone some days ago, I said, you have a problem with accountability. And when I ask you to be accountable, you not think I don't trust you. Do know people like that? They do like that. When you ask them the hand, so I said, okay, take 10,000, buy me bread, buy me meat and everything. You now come back and say, this is the bread and the meat. You now give it to me. I said, okay, so how much bread did you buy? Then you not trust me. I cheat you. I said, Oga, what does not trust you? You bought bread and meat. Now, this is under accountability. What do you stand for? One of the decisions I made, and I think I said it earlier, when I was in medical school, I told you, my colleague, my classmates is there. I never cheated in medical school. There was nobody that would say, during exam, I will say, and I said earlier, I've submitted answer sheet without nothing. Like, it's better we know that we are carrying this course over than we are saying, please, number 14. No, if what I read did not come out, it's not my fault. Is it my fault? Answer, is it my fault? My fault. There is, no matter who you are, there is one day what you read did not come out. Why you now make you look as if my case is different? But for me, integrity in my exams is what I stand for. So my colleague will say, see, Taiwo, it may not be good in any of that thing though, but Taiwo will not cheat in exam hall. That is a leadership statement. I will not be rich, but I'm not going to steal your money. I am not going to steal your money. And so I'm not first year. So in fact, I made it a because I work with people a lot, and I've worked with people that will say, you don't need. He said, of my manager, when manager says, okay, when I come back, this. No, don't even worry. I said, let me worry about telling you. Accountability. Then what is also leading to empathy? That's why I said, for me, I think it is excellence. And that is why she said earlier, okay, Mr. Taiwo, no. I said, because if it's going to go out, and I worked with someone about 2 years ago, and the person just said, and the deadline was coming, and we don't have time. So just do anything and send. I said, I may be there that I wrote it. He said, yes. He said, my name will be there. I cannot just do anything and send. Because they will not know that we are working with deadline. They will not know. Because I did this. I said, no. That is putting your signature on something. That is what you stand for. So, I mean, it's not so much about what you do. It's so much about what you stand for. That person, I know her. This is what she stands for. That is why I ask you all to write down your principles. Though you are not living it yet, it's not your fault. But what am I going to start living by? That is why we are here. If all of us live here now, and nobody is making a decision and say, from today, it is what people can testify. Now, it does not mean you are perfect. Don't get me wrong. Now, I may be excellent and I may not have empathy. So, does not also mean that, does not mean that, but there are some values you must have developed. There's some principles you must develop. To build them, what is the impact you intend to have? What is the impact you want to make in your world? And I keep telling you, for me, the impact is what I'm just doing now. And I'm happy to always do it, to change people's life, to shape people's life. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, I've defined emotional intelligence for you. Emotional intelligence means the ability to manage your emotions.
Yeah.
To understand and manage your emotions and that of others. And if you can't manage your emotions, you are not going anywhere in life. I can guarantee you that. Because life is full of crazy people. How about the first I go to you? So you are going to meet a bad boss. We are even going too far. Your babe or your boo. I'm giving you not like this. See, anywhere you have to relate with people, you need emotional intelligence. Except you are Eskimo. I want to go and be living in an igloo in the North Pole. You want to live among human beings, not among aliens. You need emotional intelligence. Let me tell you something. It is easier to live with a dog than to live with a human being. Human being is the most difficult. If you think that you are a good person, go and share your room with somebody for 1 year. People of God, the most difficult part of life is sharing room with somebody. How many of you live with people? How many of you live alone? You live alone. Hey, yeah, this is what God has done for you. This is what God has done for you. Living with people. Either you live alone or you don't live alone, you have to live with people. Maybe you are single, you live alone, you have to live with your spouse when you get married. And living with people can be difficult. Even you yourself, you are a problem. It's not that people are a problem. All of us are. Now, why is it difficult? Because all of us are work in progress. And I keep saying this and I will say it again. Don't let someone else be the victim of your poor development. You cannot see, I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect. So if I start with this man now, for the first 1 week, he will be respecting me small, because gawa. But after 1 week, Tataru, please, this is your sandal, please pack it. Is that true or not true? It is very important for come to know if you have got to go to your auntie before your first 1 week. No problem. Hey, welcome. Hey. After like 1 month, this sandal is not why you should put it. This auntie that was. So we are all work in progress. We are all at stages of different. So you have to decide that I will not be a toxic person to my partner. Because when we talk about this, we focus so much on that person and not on us. So everybody, your paper that you have been writing, write all your bad behaviors here. No, that is a bigger problem. So to not have a bad behavior is a bigger. Everybody has a behavior. Okay, maybe bad is extreme. Write your unpleasant behavior. Is that a better word? Some of you, if you abuse people like this, some of you, dirtiness, you have A1. If you go to your house, all your dirty clothes since last month, you pack it to my mother. I'm not looking at you. Are you feeling guilty? I'm just saying that we are all working on this. We are just saying the obvious. Some people, I know of us know people that snores. Some people they are snoring. When we're younger, one of the houses we live was this is not this I'm talking about 30 years ago. These are these house that we live that time. The man at our room is at like 50 another. The man at the where it doors, you can see the elevator is put on. We are the fifth floor, and I'm like, how is the wife taking me? It's not my background. No. I just let you know that. And you can be nagging every day. I've been nagging about him every day. But number one thing you have to know. See, I tell people every time this thing, you cannot fix an adult. Don't do it. You cannot fix me. You can't fix me. I will only choose to fix myself or not to fix myself. But don't make it a mission of fixing me. You cannot fix me. To go into marriage, to want to fix your husband, is a failure before you start. You want to fix a man, and the man cannot make it and say, this girl, when I marry her, you cannot fix her. She will choose to fix herself or not to fix herself. Now, in the earlier class, somebody asked a question, my boss, this is about one thing is you cannot fix your boss. The moment that one is settled in your mind, the next thing that is that how do I now fix the situation? So you can no now write this thing down. You can't fix people, you can only fix situation. Let's start that our emotional intelligence on here. Because many of us are always nagging, hey, yesterday you do this thing. You cannot fix a man. You will become a toxic person in the name of fixing a man. And let me tell you something. Don't become a bad person because you want to fix a bad person. They say, hey, you said that what you need to pay is happy. Don't worry. How many people like that? You see that you can abuse. Let me try to abuse. I'm just trying to keep quiet because you don't do that. You are not the reason why I am not an abusive person. It is not your abuse that will make you an abusive person. You can't fix people, you can fix situation. So instead of wanting to make me a project, focus on the situation. That's what I'm learning. And like I've seen May, and it's trying to fix blue. I've seen blue that's trying to fix pain. If this man has been a reckless spender, you spend money anyhow, you are not going to fix it. If this lady has been materialistic before you met her, you know that will fix her. So these are honest conversations. If this lady has been very abusive, she cannot go. They will abuse her parents. Who are you? Who are you? You can't fix people, you can't fix situation. So the emotional intelligence is now looking at situation from your own perspective. Now that I know that this is who I am dealing with, how do I handle the situation? Is it clear? Is it clear? Now that I know this is who I am dealing with, how do I now handle the situation? There are 5 components. So before you can talk about emotional intelligence, it's not an abstract topic. There are 5 components: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, and social skills. So write it down. Some of these we are discussing, we are going to keep discussing in later in life. So if you're learning it now, it's better for you. Number one is self-awareness. Self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness, knowing your triggers as they happen. Now, I keep talking about triggers a lot. I don't know if anybody is. I don't know if anybody is trying to. What to use? I don't know if anybody is trying to get what I'm trying to mean by triggers. Your emotions as triggers. Look at it. What I say? My emotions as triggers. What are my emotional triggers? What are the things people will do to you that will bring out your the lion in you? Emotional triggers. Self-awareness. I'm saying this because I want to think about it and I'm saying, what are the things that triggers you can make now that now it is because when you know your triggers, you can know how to manage them. I think let me give you this example. For me, I don't like it when I'm angry. I don't like to talk. So the easiest way to know I'm angry is when I talk excessively quiet. Now that is the point at which I am is at this point. Now because I know the trigger. Now when I'm angry, I talk. And when I talk excessively. Not excessively. I say things I shouldn't say. So it has happened and I've mastered it. So when the trigger comes to talk, my own self-regulation is to withdraw. Just be quiet. But talking, so the next component of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. At this point, what you are doing is simply managing your reactions. But you can't even manage it if you don't even know it. So I would love that as I'm talking, all of us are writing down our emotions. I get angry easily. I'm sensitive to criticism. I think someone was saying earlier that she is I think sensitive to criticism. She's sensitive. When you criticize her, she gets. Some of us are sensitive to insults. That means something else. Some of us are sensitive to correction. So when you correct us, like don't take it personal. What do you mean? No. Some of us are not patient. One thing, yeah. So what are your emotions? Some of us we like to talk too much. So if somebody come and keep secret with you, your secret is not safe with them. Somebody not safe with you, it's not safe with me. And I was in a place where because of us having that joke when they were saying that there's a safe place, come and shout, among each other, not tell anybody. No, we share our weakness with each other, tell anybody. The first man is another man. My weakness is that I like women who are married. About 4 days. Our weakness is money. So of course our weakness is money. If one touches our body for the church, you must spend money. That's what of us weakness. Some of us weakness is that we are too generous. Not like we are very generous. Like two of us, listen to Jesus, two of us are very, we can use out our eyes. Like I don't feel like that. We get that shot. So two of us are too generous. Two of us we are still our hand. Even God in heaven. A lot of emotions, a lot of tendencies. How to manage your reactions. So the second man I said, I'm going to go to her. I buy I should spend my company money. Not to again. So my weakness is this. The top also weakness. And you got that has to cry. There's also weakness. Don't worry, we are here for space, support each other. The weakness is that I don't know how to keep secret. He said, after living here, everything I've said, I will go and say it. So, now that was it. I think I read it too. I know it's not very good, but I read this one. Empathy. Empathy means that you can sense other people's emotions. You are sensitive to other people's emotions. Like you are concerned about other people, how they feel. Some of us don't care. It's ready. How you feel is not concerned. No, some of us, if people are sleeping in the room, want to open door. People are sleeping, let them open door. Quietly, so there is no. Some of us just open door. How of us are people like that? Some people like you see that when they want to take your things, they have to. Can I use your things? Are you using it now? Please. For some people, you don't take your things. For it after 1 week. Yeah, so I came to your house. I took one of your chairs. I'll be the next week. Like that. So people are very careless. People are very carefree. You know the difference between careless and carefree. What is the difference? There's a difference between careless and carefree. What's the difference? Careless and carefree. One is to start. What's the name? You have been giving it to me since this time. I like it. I'll make my class engage. One is okay. One is to start. What's the What is the other one? There is a difference between careless and carefree. What is the difference?
I think careless is like you really know how to really control. But carefree is like we choose not to really do that. Just let it.
Careless means that carefree in way it is used in context means that you don't pay attention to things. That's what carefree means. Careless means that one is passive, one is active. Careless means that you do things, you throw things without bothering. But carefree means that you don't pay attention to things. Some people, they are so careful that if you keep a child with them, you are your own. You are your own this thing. So careful means that you don't put things to mind. Okay, that's better. Careful means you don't put things to mind. Careless means you let things. So careful don't do with your mind. Careless means that you do things in a very disorganized manner. So, but when you say empathy, you are concerned about others. The next is motivation. What is your motivation? Your drive. What drives you? What keeps you awake in the night? If you have to stay awake in the night, what keeps you awake in the night? What is that thing that has the capacity to keep you awake in the night? That's this set of people. I think you just a list that you package them in batches. That is what motivates you in life. When you go to school in the morning, when you go to work in the morning, what is your motivation? Is it money? How many of you are motivated by money? Everybody, let me ask you a question. What I want to say now, some people in this room can testify. If you have to choose 3 things, number 1, fame. Number 2, wealth. Write it down. Number 3, impact. I'm going to ask anybody. So if you have if you have to choose one, no, you can choose. And why? All of us will answer. This is not honest answer. So if you tell your answer, I'm going somewhere with that question. Faith, wealth, and see. Everybody look at me. Your life, either you listen to me now, or don't listen to me. I agree, don't agree. Your life will always oscillate around 3 things. With fame, wealth, or impact. You don't need to agree with me. You need to believe in me. Or not to realize that somebody told me one day that my life will either be about wealth, or about impact, or about fame. So, which one do you want to make a priority? Number 1. Question number 1. Go wrong or right. And all are legitimate. None is a criminal. None is criminal. Like, wealth is not criminal. Fame is not criminal. Impact definitely is not criminal. But which one is the priority? And why? Who wants to respond? You have to respond. I want that who has not talked to. Not everybody has talked to you. The person that come and then the people that just came. So we'll start with you. Where do you have impact? There's no right or wrong answer. Nobody is specifying.
Well, I'll choose wealth because I believe that should I say the average class, we do more research about wealthy people, and when you have money, you can make impact, and they will find you as far as you have money. It's not something I would prioritize, but if I wanted to get the 2 effectively, I'll choose wealth.
Wealth.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I'll go for impact. While impacting, you can output wealth for impact.
Okay. Okay, so to choose No, I didn't think I could talk. I thought somebody wants to respond. I pass it, and I just pass it. Let me talk.
I think so. You can share your thoughts.
Share your thoughts.
Okay, so for me, without thinking, well, without the wealth, because okay, so not much. What with wealth and transcend and is more than for wealth. Okay. So, well, I wish you can talk to this people for yourself. You can use that to apply to so in authority, okay. I don't you want to respond. Okay.
I thought honestly,
we do sporty bet. Yay. Like, you will see, like, it was like when I finished that business school, I knew I can never. The knowledge they pack in our heads. He said, it will to walk out of that business school and be poor. Like, not how to give 5,000 and make 7,000. So no. I attended Lagos Business School in Lagos on scholarship. When I left Lagos Business School, so in fact, when I had him say that, I could relate 101% because I went to Lagos Business School. When I graduated from Lagos Business School, I knew within myself that as far as this life is concerned, I can't be a failure. Maybe another life I come to, but no, because the things that we were taught in Lagos Business School, the whole mystery of, I think I best explain it to you. The whole mystery of how to make money is not, like I said, it's not how to make money of you buy sweet, 30 naira, sell it 40 naira, then you buy sweet 40 naira, sell it 50 naira. No, how long do you want to make all those things? I was speaking to one speaker, one finance expert. He said, and I think I put it on my status that night, if you want to make money, there's some things you have to do. You have to gain knowledge, basically. He said, but there are some business that if you do them, you can never be rich. And I think one example he gave, let me not give that example he gave because it's a very sensitive example. But he said that you have to now think of money in units. Let me give a typical example. I hope there is no hairdresser here before you beat me. I am an hairdresser. I do hairdressing for people. And because I know when we go to hairdressing, they used to sometimes spend 8 hours, 9 hours to do one ear. So if I now open my shop at 8 a.m., I close at 8 p.m., I do 2 people's ear in that day. Each of them pay 3,000, 3,000. They pay 6,000. No matter how good I am as an hairdresser, I can't do more than 2 people here in a day, for example. So my income as an hairdresser is limited to 6,000 because that is the only thing I can do. How will I now become ready as an hairdresser? 2 things. Number 1, increase the output, which means that do the hair of up to 30 people in a day. Or number 2, increase your money. Increase how much you charge people. And of us know that when rich people go to supermarkets, the price they buy things is not the same way some of us buy it. How many of us know? Like they pay more for the same thing we are buying. The rich pay more and they buy it, and we come in and pay the same amount of money. How many of us know that? Why do you think why do you think that happens? All of us here know at least a supermarket that the things in that supermarket are expensive. Yet every day people drive jeeps, zoom, enter, buy, and they come out. And you're like, those supermarkets, the things are very expensive now. And people still drive there every minute to go and buy things from there. Why? Don't worry. This is not a finance class. This is a leadership class. But what I'm trying to say is that if you ask me for advice, any young people, I will tell you that if you are in university or before you graduate, make sure that you have a financial literacy knowledge. It is not by playing sporty bet or playing seat bet that you're going to. You need concrete knowledge. So the man that was talking about finances now said, to make money, you have to think in terms of output, not in terms of workload. It's output that determines how much you charge and everything. And I could relate with it. So that's your question. about impact and this thing. That I will advise that when you want to make impact, also have a financial, also that's what it's. Take money from a man that has money. So 1,000. For boy child,